reverse parking challenge for bonus points?
Definitely not. Race car drivers can't park, so no one would be getting any bonus points there.
This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day and welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's only dedicated Formula One podcast. And my voice is back. That feels good. Luke, it is good to be Baku. No? Anybody? No? Okay. Moving on. Baku, Azerbaijan, the largest city in the Caspian Sea, the biggest city below sea level, and host to some major international events. Let's look back for a moment, shall we? 2012, Eurovision. And they won in 2011 with that unforgettable song, Running Scared by Ella Nicky. Remember that? So powerful. So wonderful. They hosted the Islamic Solidarity Games. So many memories. So many facial hairs. And so many competitors named Muhammad. And round 4 of the Formula One GP. It doesn't even hurt. My voice is fine. It's good to be back. Baku. No, still? Okay. With a great and beautiful 10th century castle and city wall right in the middle of this track. Spectacular! What an event always throws up a surprise. And it did this time. And surprise, Ferrari with the fastest car every practice, every qualifying. But again, fucking hopeless. A combo of not being able to master the tyres and just being damn shithouse. But let's get the full flavour of this beautiful lamb tagine of a race. It's time to jump head first. Over to you. Pants down. Look, you're supposed to help me out here. Pants down. You're hopeless. Over to the king of the solo podcast, Luke. Salam alaikum. Walaikum salam.
So what do you think about doing a podcast on your own? That's why I deliberately left you hanging, you fuckwit.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm fine. No, you can honestly, you can leave. I'll be fine. I'll keep going. But I got to tell you, that was the most downloaded podcast we've ever made. Your solo effort. How did you do it, Luke? How did you manage?
Well, it's now deleted because...
and why did you delete it?
It never
Luke?
needs to be heard again. It was a pre-Baku. Baku is now done, dusted,
I
and it's into the bin.
I listened to it in the car. My voice, I lost my voice for a couple of weeks. It's back just. But I listened to it, and even though I couldn't make a noise with my mouth, my eyes were laughing. It was fat.
That was tears,
Yes.
and you were crying.
Yes.
That wasn't laughter. That was shame.
It was eyes laughing with tears. And it was good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff
so
in that.
full of shit.
You're too hard on yourself, Luke.
No, I'm not. Anyway, welcome back.
Thank you.
Breaking news straight off the wire. I have your doctor report right here.
Oh, shit.
It
Cough.
says that
Cough twice.
they've never seen such irritation of the throat, and the levels of cum was, and I quote, unprecedented. But I'm glad you're back.
Thank you, mate.
I really struggled.
No, you didn't.
But post-Baku is here and we're back to normality. After a weekend of more red flags and my last speed dating at the local bowls club, Baku let us off with a roaring national anthem and a spectacle that was more humdrum than humdinger. Ricardo diverted the missile Kvyat and what can only be described as a senior moment when he reversed without looking into the Russian driver. But what we can look forward to is a podcast with you, Paddock Pass. Great to have you back, mate.
Thank you, Solo. Thank you so much.
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
It's my dating life as well.
3 years. 3 years has been. Before we get into this this race, it's probably a good time to mention, Luke, as is tradition at F1 Podcast, we have to wear the native outfit of the featured race, don't we?
Of course we do.
It's out of respect. Out of respect for the host country and its customs and its traditions.
As is tradition.
As a tradition. And it's always nice to dress up during a podcast. It means a lot and it makes sense.
It gives Pete something to do.
It does. Pete's going to pick out our outfits. Being Baku, producer Pete has done his research. Luke, today you are wearing, have a look in the mirror, my good man.
I don't need a mirror, I'm wearing it.
Yep, that's true. You are wearing the Ak Khalig. a two-breasted cashmere cream jacket, and an accompaniment on top, the papaki, a hat, a symbol of honour and dignity for men.
I feel silly, not dignified.
You do look a bit silly, I'll be honest. And me, on the other hand, don't look silly at all. I don't know how this happened again, but it seems I am dressed as an innocent Azerbaijani girl.
That's very, very thorough. An innocent Azerbaijan.
It's a very nice outfit, very popular. This is actually the national holiday costume. It's called the Nowruz. It's a light blue chiffon. It's breezy, it's light, and it feels like I could take orders from just about anyone in this. It's so forgiving and whimsical.
Didn't know clothing could be forgiving.
It is with my body type.
Yeah.
My body type needs forgiving. You can check out the photos of our outfits on the Effing One Twitter and Instagram page, if you dare. It's just weird that we're sitting here by ourselves in a podcast, in a costume of the native Azerbaijani custom.
But it's what we do.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's great.
If not for ourselves, and that's about it. Okay, so now let's talk seriously about the race, Luke. This race was a lot was decided in qualifying. There was a lot of stuff going on. Now you've gone through. I want a full report because you've gone through the teams and how they fared. We want to know how each team, each driver went on their weekend. Can you give us a bit of a rundown, Luke?
I sure can, and in no particular order.
Okay.
We're going to start with Williams.
Starting from the back then.
So it's not a good race weekend for Williams. Early on, the free practice one. Friday. Poor George Russell drove over a manhole cover that demolished the underside of his car, which actually cracked his chassis, which if this was China, they probably wouldn't have a chance to fix it. But being in Azerbaijan, they could actually have a chassis flown over from Grove, which takes about 5 hours for it to get there.
And if any team can't afford to bring a new chassis over, it's Williams.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of cash spare flying around that pit garage.
And the reports are saying that a chassis, a tub of a Formula One car is worth about £500 million.
Of what? Of
sorry,
500,000.
£500,000. Then
I was going to say
they don't
that.
have a budget of £500 million.
Their entire budget for the year is like 100
The
million.
last couple of years.
Yeah.
It was £500,000
That's a lot of money.
for a chassis.
Just a chassis.
Yeah. So they don't have a lot of money. They've had to bring another chassis over. So that one may be fixed, but it's...
Is it too much to ask that someone at the Azerbaijani Grand Prix didn't put stick that manhole down properly?
But apparently it was...
What is it doing there in the first place?
Apparently it was screwed down. Apparently they've done it for the last couple of years. They've screwed
Never
it
had a
down.
problem.
Most other tracks will weld manhole covers or grates down. You know, it happened in Monaco with Jenson Button. Before it happened in Malaysia with Haas. They went over a drain that popped up and damaged Grosjean's car, I think it was.
Right.
They actually won money from the circuit to pay off the damage that it caused. So there's precedent that the Azerbaijan Grand Prix could be paying for the cost of the Williams chassis.
Is that right? What sort of price? What Williams goes to some kind of Azerbaijani regional district judge court and say, hey...
Yeah, there'll be some kind of recompense, and I'm sure it'll happen and go through pretty smoothly. I don't think there's anything else to go with that. But George Russell, not a good start for the weekend. Red flag, and the practice session didn't restart. And also, while he was on the back of the truck drove into a pedestrian bridge. So the arm that craned the car on actually hit the underside of the overpass bridge. No, and then you see...
It's like a Benny Hill episode.
You see the arm of the driver and the head poke out, looking up to go, what the fuck did I just hit? So yeah, and then hydraulic fluid was coming out of the crane arm and landing on the car. So not only did Williams have a car they rode off, they had to clean up all the hydraulic fluid that was on it.
No.
Not a good start for Williams, and also what happened with Kubica in qualifying. Kubica made a mistake and drove straight into the what is it, the fortified wall?
Yep, the Citadel wall.
At turn 8. So not a great weekend. They got no points. Kubica actually got a drive-through penalty as well, which cost him fuck all anyway, so it didn't really matter. Next is Racing Point.
Good. Hey, Sergio qualified beautifully.
Yeah.
Got a jump on Max Verstappen straight up. Yeah. Max was stuck behind him. Probably cost him a fair bit of race time and Max potential to get on the podium. But Sergio coming in 6th.
Yeah.
Bloody awesome.
Sergio did a great job. All weekend he was pretty clean.
The podium thief.
Qualifying, yes. So close. If there was just a bit of carnage up front, he would have nabbed another one. But he drove really well. As you said, made a really good start on Max. And the power of that Mercedes engine in front, even when Max got into the tow and with DRS, he couldn't really seem to get him. Which is really odd because the DRS zone is quite long. He gets a long slipstream, but unfortunately for Red Bull, that Honda engine isn't pumping out what Mercedes and Ferrari is, so they're still behind. But yeah, Perez.
Yeah, Checo. He's a thief, and he loves this circuit. Loves Baku.
Yeah, I think it was
great driver. Is there anyone better that's outside the top? Well, that's not Dan Ricciardo. Anyone outside of the top 6 that's any better?
There's not someone else who can steal good positions or podiums from like a weekend that gives you a chance. Hulkenberg had a chance in Azerbaijan a couple of years ago, and he ran into the wall.
Yep.
In the Renault. So there's opportunities, and you see it, but unfortunately, there's just moments that it doesn't seem to all go together. But man, for Perez, he's there. He's always there.
Yeah.
Ready to pounce.
Yeah. Super nice guy as well. His teammates.
Lance.
Oh boy, he needs to qualify better.
Yeah, he made a good start, made some good positions at the start of the race, but he drove into the wall. I think he went to make a corner, but there's a point when you know you're not going to make a corner that you need to pull out and go straight because there's runoff areas. He tried to make it, the rear end snapped out on him, and then he just kind of drove in and took the front wheel off his Racing Point car.
He seems like a much better a race driver than he is during the race than he is a qualifier.
Yeah. He's
not got out of Q3 all year.
I think it was the last 8 Grand Prix.
Is that right? Well, and it didn't with Williams, but he was in a rubbish car. But now he's at Racing Point. It's a good car. He needs to get out of Q3.
Yeah, I think he knows that. But he lost a bit of time. They're all saying we lost time on Friday free practice 1, but everyone did. But the interesting thing is, they both got in the points. So on the points for Racing Point.
Yeah, well done. Real surprise packet.
Next up, McLaren.
Another surprise packet.
Another great weekend, double points finish. Sainz ahead of Norris, 7th and 8th. Finally some points, his first points of the season for Carlos Sainz after, leading the Turd Championship for quite a while. A good solid race by them to get into their position, and everything else was pretty dull. I think they had a little bit of a fight between each other, and they were fighting with Perez, but apparently once the virtual safety car came out, there was a lack of tyre grip for the two McLaren boys, and that little time of slowdown for the Racing Point of Perez definitely helped him out, and he was half a second quicker post the restart. So
yeah, and McLaren is seriously showing up Renault.
McLaren's 4th in the Constructors' Championship, so they're doing all right. And they're not, Carlos Sainz hasn't, it's his first point, so McLaren could be closer up or further ahead of 5th place.
Whatever they're doing, they've hit a bit of a sweet spot. They're looking much better than we thought they would.
Red Bull.
Yes.
Red Bull next. We'll talk about, Max did a great job. Gasly didn't finish again. They had some decent pace in some of the, I think, Q1. I think they got a really good tow. I think Gasly was quickest after Q1 part of qualifying.
Yep.
But the virtual safety car really put a dampener on Max Verstappen. He couldn't really get the tyres back up to temperature once it went green again.
Yep.
So he lost a little bit of a gap.
The virtual safety car,
We don't like it, do we?
it deadens races. It
like-
just ruins races.
Well, maybe we could think of something else, like
To replace the virtual safety
to
car?
replace the virtual
Just
safety
go
car.
just go the yellow flags.
Yellow flags.
Yep.
IndyCar.
Yep.
Where it's a full course caution when someone has an accident or incident, and they'll pull out the safety car straight away.
Just bring the safety, just bunch up the field, and it's like a fresh start.
Yeah.
And then, that is super exciting. That's what we want to see. We want to see racing, overtaking.
You know what I think they could do is if there is a virtual safety car time, but the virtual safety car is only around where the incident is.
Yeah, I see.
So
In that part of the track
yeah,
where they've had the crash.
So where the incident is, let's say for 3 corners around it, that you need to slow down to 40%, and then it's back up and it's a normal safety car. But while
Yep.
until everyone's back behind the safety car, around that zone, 40%, slow down and then get back up to speed, just so that there is safe for marshals and everyone else, that they're not going to do anything stupid.
I just think for the good of the race, bring out the yellow for safety, but also for racing, we want to see all the cars bunched together and an overtaking festival. I think just bring out the yellow flags.
Yeah, I reckon for Baku they could probably even get rid of the DRS zone.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
such a long straight
That's huge.
that they definitely have enough chance to have a slipstream. Instead of making it really easy,
Yeah.
just make it a little bit of a battle. Just get rid of the DRS. You can have it from turn 2 to 3?
Yeah.
Yep, put it there. But in terms of the big, long straight, forget it. You don't need it.
It is a bit crappy when you see overtaking and then you go, oh, it's just DRS. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't really do anything there.
But all of
Didn't
them,
deserve it.
it was the DRS that just made it easy.
Yeah.
Like it was an easy pass. It was an easy overtake. But yeah, Red Bull, unfortunately, I think producer Pete has a bit of a conspiracy.
Does he?
Yeah. He believes that Red Bull...
Oh. Here it is.
Pete's playing that in from the side.
Producer Pete Conspiracy Hour.
So Pete believes... Shut up, Pete.
He's a good producer.
He's good.
He's very
He just
good.
doesn't know how to press that stop button.
Yeah.
So he has conspiracy that one of the Red Bulls is cursed.
It's not Max's.
If it's not Max,
It's definitely not Max. It's never Max's car.
it's not Max. But Daniel, Mark Webber beforehand, Sebastian seemed to have a good run of the green. And now it's Gasly.
Interesting.
That's producer Pete's take. He's
Very interesting.
for some reason he can't talk. He doesn't have laryngitis.
That does make sense. They tend to not favour the nice driver in their team.
So
Yep.
one of them cursed. That's his idea.
Yep.
Gasly didn't finish the race again. But yeah, that's
Oh,
his,
I understand. I mean, Red Bull is an Austrian team. They look after the German speakers or the Dutch speakers, very similar to German. They're looking after each other. They're looking out for each other.
the Dutch always sound like they're clearing their throat. I know we've got Dutch listeners, but they got a good sense of humour.
I just think that Max has got too many teeth in his mouth. That's why he talks so weird.
He's got a lot of front teeth.
Yeah.
Most people are like 4. Push it to. I think he's got 8.
He's 8 across and 2 back.
Yeah.
He's width and he's not got no depth.
He's like Luna Park. For Australians, you know what that is.
Yeah.
If not, Google it. Check out Luna Park. A lot of front teeth, and that's what makes his mouth a little bit weird. But he's still bloody quick.
Very quick.
Ferrari. Well,
Oh, Ferrari.
the weekend that wasn't again.
Come on. Every single practice session, every qualifying, they look fastest. And they just can't. They've got a super fast car.
Leclerc, like even
They can't put it together, Luke.
Mercedes said pre-qualifying, like we're not going to find 1.3 seconds. And
But they're a professional driving outfit. There's a difference. Ferrari, I don't know. I mean, they've got a really fast car. We've seen it in testing.
Who's their
It's fast.
strategist? To have the idea that, all right, let's put you out on mediums. Every other team's like, that's not worth the risk. Like considering how difficult it was to switch on the tyres, especially as the day got later on, temperatures drop. You can't really get the heat out of the tyres. Free practice 3, phenomenal, quick as a whippet.
Yeah.
But now,
I
They
think
put
there's-
medium tyres on. Leclerc has a crash because he brakes at the same point in his mediums that he was at the softs. That's his mistake. And as he said, I'm stupid. I'm stupid.
I am stupid. Sorry, guys. I am so stupid. Ooh, I hate myself. Oh, why do I look so handsome? Oh, I hate being so handsome. Oh, I hate it. I'm stupid. Merde. Putain. Enculé. I am so handsome. That's we took direct audio from.
Was
the
that
car.
your Leclerc? I thought that was just you.
No, that was. Did you not realize that was? We just
No,
took
I
direct
didn't.
audio
I
from
thought it was the same voice.
from Sky 4.
Yeah, so Leclerc braked at the same point.
Poor old Leclerc.
And Sebastian also hit the wall on entry to turn 8,
Yeah,
but
didn't quite have the same effect.
nearly went from one side to the other.
Yeah.
But with his superior crashing skills, he managed to avoid a big crash
Yeah. Tactically, they're struggling
massively.
massively.
I think there was a lot of people saying if they switched Leclerc to a two-stop strategy, he could have won the race.
But it seems like they never learn. Like every year they're super fast and they never live up to the potential of that car. We're always saying, oh, why can't you just be more professional? Why don't you have the mindset of, thinking straight
There's
in a race situation?
Clearly weak links in Ferrari,
Something's going on.
and they're just not executing.
And
that's-
I get the fact that their tyres aren't working as well, because this year's very much about the tyres and how it's working with the chassis, and they're having issues. I get it, but it's super fast.
Yeah, well, the tyre temperatures are the issue. They don't have the tyre warmers aren't. They've been told to turn the temperature down, like all across all the teams. So this makes once they come out of the pits, they're not as hot as what they normally are. So they're a little bit cooler, which means it's harder to restart the tyre. And I'm loving it. I'm loving people coming out of the pit lane and they don't have the tyres switched on. They actually have to work at it. Same with, you look at every other racing series that I'm aware of, they just have stone cold tyres. They'll try and put it out in the sun to get some heat into them, but they chuck on cold tyres and they have to get it hot. So, it changes strategies in terms of, are you going to undercut them? Are you going to overcut them? Because you need that lap of switching the tyres on. So if you pit earlier, you'll be slow out. But then when the other person pits, you'll actually might have your tyres up to temperature when they have theirs on cold. So you need to make the most of that. And I think if they maybe just get rid of the tyre warmers altogether, would make it even more of a challenge.
Slippery.
Slippery.
A lot of spin-offs.
So Ferrari dropped the ball again.
Yep.
Unfortunate for them. Leclerc, he was hard on himself, but I don't think he knows that he can do better. And I think Ferrari also know that. I know Sebastian knows they can do better, but he's verbally says it where probably everyone else doesn't. So everyone's like, oh, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm like, no. He had a car that was quickest for pole. He'd been quickest all weekend and he made a stupid mistake.
Yep.
He put his hand up and you go, yeah, you can do that. It's not something he's cutting himself at night or the next morning he's dragging his knuckles along the ground. The next day he's up and he's ready to go again. It's just you need that moment to go, oh, I'm a dick. When you make a mistake and you just go, fuck, damn it. And you get frustrated, you take it out on yourself and you find the next day.
It's kind of the first time we've seen that from a driver.
It's good.
It is. It's really transparent and it's really honest.
He's 21.
Yeah, and he just rips into himself. When he makes a mistake, he puts his hand up.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a Sebastian Vettel and blame everything else. It's really cool. I like it. What about Haas?
Next up, we're going to go Ono Renault.
Renault. There's another disaster story.
Really down on pace. Daniel did well to get into the 10 when he was racing. The driver struggled to find a sweet spot with the balance all weekend. Couldn't generate tyre temperatures. Couldn't get happy and comfortable and confident in the car.
Hülkenberg looked horrible.
Yeah, he's like, I haven't found. There wasn't any time where I felt comfortable in the car, and that's I think Williams has said that, and I know the Haas boys definitely said that this weekend. Is it track specific? Is it the low ambient temperature? Because I know sometimes when Ferrari it's low temperature, they don't seem to work as well. When it's high temperature, they seem to work better. So is it the same with Renault? The hotter temperatures are better for them, and the lower temperatures are better for others.
Yeah, I mean, and Dan was clearly faster than his teammate Hülkenberg
Yeah.
for the whole weekend, qualifying and in the race. But then what happened. I mean, he did some sweet overtaking maneuvers, and then he just reversed right into Kvyat.
Reversed by Braille. And as he said, the F1 drivers are terrible at parking. And when you asked him about the reverse parking challenge, I think we got a glimpse of it. And it was comical. It was, I actually laughed out loud when I saw it.
It was pretty
I was
funny.
like,
It was pretty funny. What do you,
because
you check your mirrors. That's
yeah.
what you learn when you jump in a car. The first time you check your mirrors.
Yeah.
And he didn't check his mirrors. Rule number 1, you're supposed to be a Formula 1 driver.
Yeah, he said he thought, he was in a fluster that he just wanted to fix the mistake. He wanted to just get back and minimise the damage of him running deep. He thought,
But surely you are looking though to see if any traffic's coming.
I think there's if you reverse it in a way that other drivers, there's going to be yellow flags, so they'll be knowing that he's there. So just reversing back, similar to what Grosjean did in practice, you just reverse back. Hamilton does it, reverse back, and then once you're clear, then you can come back on track.
But have you, Luke, ever instinctively in your, what do you drive?
A Hyundai i30.
The Hyundai A30. A good car, Luke. Nothing wrong with the Hyundai i30.
No.
Have you ever instinctively put it into reverse and not checked your mirrors?
Once. But it's...
And you were racing on the racetrack. Good point. No, point taken.
Racing the Hyundai i30.
Yeah.
No, he thought that Kvyat would have made the corner. He thought he could have, once someone goes past you, then he's like, all right, he's gone too deep, I'll just go under. But I think Kvyat was also on the edge of making the corner. And once, Daniel just shot past him, he's like, I'm not going to make it.
I thought Kvyat was very mature and very forgiving in his comments about Dan and, being really complimentary about how Dan didn't intentionally do it and that he understood and there was no bad blood there. I thought that was quite nice.
Oh, yeah, he said he used to be my teammate and I respect him. But the funny thing, he started to say, when I make a mistake, people are... And then he just stopped. And then he's just gone, I'm not going to...
flashbacks of Red Bull.
It's just...
The old torpedo.
He's like, why? Everyone's on top of me when I make a mistake. You could tell where he was going with it, and then he just stopped.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kvyat was, just what can you do? It's racing, as he said, and Daniel made a big mistake. I don't think he called himself stupid. He probably called himself something more colourful. But sometimes you make a mistake. I think Daniel's still trying to figure out
the brakes, especially the brakes,
how hard you can push on, from a Renault perspective, how much can you push on that brake pedal to get those moves done? And we know how good the aero package is on a Red Bull, that it's a phenomenal aero package, and the aero is, a massive impact on your braking. So I think he's slightly adjusting to life at Renault and being able to race with a Renault.
And so much of Dan's strength as a driver and in the past with his previous wins has been based on braking, late braking, overtaking. So for him not to be confident in the brakes right now, it must be incredibly difficult to drive.
I think he has a level of confidence and he goes, I can make this. And he said in one of his interviews that as soon as he pressed on the brakes, he knew, I'm not going to make this because it's dirty on the inside. He'd probably left it a little bit late. Daniel he'll make a move, he'll brake fractionally earlier, but then release the brake. So he will go make a move, brake hard a little bit earlier, so kind of at the same time as the guy in front of him. But then when they're still pushing deep, he'll lift, and that lift will give him the drive to get in front. So you'll see there's secondary parts to his braking. And I think at that point in the Baku race, it was just all on the brake pedal. All on it and try and make it locked up, went deep, and then reverse into him. There's really not much you can do from that point on. Hulkenberg finished the race, didn't get any points. Daniel retired, didn't get any points. So next up we have the 1-2 Masters, 4 races, 1-2 finishes, Mercedes.
Just getting it done. Getting the job done.
Yeah, fuck you. Bottas takes the win. 0 wins last year for him.
That's true.
And now he has 50% of the wins after 4 races. So he takes the lead by a solitary point, which is the fastest lap that he demanded to have in Melbourne.
I think Hamilton said that he could have been more aggressive at that first corner, but he is amazingly happy for Bottas when he's winning at the moment.
Yeah.
Almost strangely. I mean, he's a 5-time world champion. I guess there's not the pressure for him to be that competitive, and he knows that he's kind of got the wood on Bottas when it comes down to it. But he's being super, super nice to Bottas.
I think Bottas clearly has a bit between the teeth. And Lewis is like, there's a long way to go. You know, he'll have his patches. You know, if Bottas didn't get a toe in qualifying, Lewis would have got pole. But fortunately enough for Valtteri, he did. They went side by side into turn 1 and 2 at the start of the race. And, he could have pushed him a little bit harder because Bottas was on the outside. But Lewis has the mentality of there's 1,200 people in, Brackley and Brixworth and everywhere else that Mercedes people are making their cars that, there's bigger fish to fry and hopefully I can jump him later. And he got close to him towards the end of the race, but I think Valtteri had a little bit of something left in the tank. So well done to Mercedes. They won a Grand Prix again, which I think they shouldn't have. And they are well ahead in the Teams Championship.
It's just a professional outfit doing what they do.
Yep. Next up, Alfa
Romeo.
Yes, Giovinazzi out-qualified Kimi Räikkönen for the first time.
Gee, the pizza delivery boy, Giovinazzi, was good.
Yeah,
He deserved to get a point.
You got the pizza on, and it was still warm this time.
He was a good delivery boy.
Good work. Kimi got disqualified from quali. Giovinazzi already had a penalty for changing a controlled electronics unit. So he had a penalty. And, Kimi got disqualified from qualifying for his front wing failed a deflection test. So what they do is they put a certain amount of weights on the front wing. And if the wing moves more than, I think it's 10 mil, it's considered illegal. You'll notice if you ever see a front wing on board, when they're driving flat out at 340 k's an hour, you'll see the front wing start to level off and straighten up. So as the wind pushes it down, it actually goes down.
Yep.
So it reduces drag.
Right.
So it makes it slicker through the air. And when they brake, the wing comes up. So it's not actually a mechanism that's turning it. It's just flexing.
The flex.
So they've got, I think it's around 200 kilos. I'm not right. I tried to find the details of it before the podcast, but I think they put 200 kilos on the front wing to see how much it moves.
Right.
So effectively, you and me can stand on it, on each side of the wing, and it won't move more than 10 mil.
More than 200 k's, mate, you and me. 200 kilograms.
I don't think we're more than that.
What are you?
None of your business. 98.
Okay.
Last,
we'll be bang on 200.
Bang on. So the interesting thing about that is the amount of load that actually makes it flex. So when they're driving at 340 k's an hour, the wind that hits that does actually flex and make it move. So there's clearly over 200 kilos worth of force going onto that front wing as they're driving that fast. But a penalty didn't help Giovinazzi, but they did.
Kimi started from the pits and did very well to pick up a point.
Yep, did well, did a great job. Next up, Haas-Holes. Kind of the same thing as Renault. Really had
rubbish.
No pace this weekend. Brakes went to the floor in the race for Grosjean. What's his nickname this year? Fuck, it's Grosjean.
Is it Grosjean?
Romain Grosjean?
I can't remember. We need to revisit those nicknames.
Fuck the nicknames. It's just.
But Haas has been. I mean, they've got a super fast car, but like Renault and like Ferrari, just can't get it going.
Didn't happen for them, so they both come away with 0 points. There's really not much to talk about besides they were slow.
Rubbish.
And I dare say, Gunther Steiner. What would Gunther say about this?
Oh, it wouldn't be a lot of expletives.
Fucking.
Couple of F-bombs. Absolutely.
Lastly, but no means leastly, Toro Rosso. They looked good in the pace during the weekend. They had some good top speeds, but they had some issues with the rear tyres during the race. The race pace just wasn't there. Kvyat was in the 10 before his incident with the reverse parking challenge contender Daniel Ricciardo, and Alexander Albon missed out on a point.
Kvyat's been good. He has been, and Alexander Albon was very good in this. Didn't pick up any points, but was very good. He's a real talent.
Yep, I think, and that's all the teams.
Very quickly, winners and losers. Give us very quickly the losers. You'd have to say Ferrari from the position they were in.
Yeah.
A big loser this
Big-
weekend.
Yeah, big loser. Again, a race they should have won.
Yep.
Renault, Paul Williams,
Haas, Williams. They're always going to be the big losers because they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And Charles Leclerc, red hot favourite through all stages except when he crashed. He should have won that race had he qualified properly.
I thought he was going to win the race if they went with a two-stop strategy, but he had a decent lead when everyone pitted, and then he kind of kept that lead, and then he wanted them to use their tyres up, but they didn't really use their tyres up. He ended up pitting twice, pitted with a few laps to go to do the fast lap of the race, which is also a new lap record.
Yep. Winners, Mercedes-Benz. Bottas, obviously.
Perez.
Sergio, fantastic. Maybe chuck in Albon and the pizza delivery boy.
And the McLaren duo.
McLaren.
Yeah.
Another great win.
Yeah.
Fastest lap for the race. Who picked up the bonus points?
Charles, as I said just before, he got the fast lap and new lap record.
Well done to him. Driver of the day?
Driver of the day, who would you say it was, in your opinion?
Oh, I would have to say Bottas.
Yeah.
I think he just got it done. He was just businesslike and aggressive and didn't let people overtake him, which it's not something that he's done in the past. And I think it's the new Bottas, the bearded Bottas is
Fuck
back.
you, Bottas.
Yeah, we like him.
I would personally, I'd give it to Perez. He did a phenomenal job.
There you go, Perez.
But, for a guy who won a Grand Prix, I completely...
Let's hope that Bottas can keep this up because it could be all over halfway through if Lewis starts getting on top of Bottas.
I just love his attitude, his mentality.
Yeah.
He's up there going, and he said in the warm-down lap,
Yeah.
I assume that the Drivers' Championship is back the way it should be.
Yep. Do it for us, Bottas. We beg of you.
Come on.
Keep this World Championship interesting all the way
Elbows out.
because it looks likely, a Mercedes-Benz 1 and 2 World Championship. It's up to you, Bottas. Come on, you son of a bitch. Championship points, the breakdown. How does that look?
Championship points. Well, Valtteri Bottas, 87 points. Lewis Hamilton, 86. Sebastian Vettel, 52. Max, 51. Charles Leclerc, 47. Perez next up on 13 of the Battle of the B Championship. He's actually on the same points as the Gasman and Raikkonen, all on 13.
Gee, Raikkonen.
Lando Norris, rookie, on 12.
He is good. He gets the best out of that McLaren, doesn't he? Qualifying and in the race.
Constructors' Championship, Mercedes, 173 points.
It's all over.
Ferrari, 99. Red Bull, 64. And then a massive gap back to McLaren on 18. Racing Point, 17. Alpha, 13. Renault back in 12 points in 7th.
Renault. There we were thinking they were going to be best of the rest.
Yep. Then Haas, Toro Rosso, and Williams.
Yeah, well...
Will Williams get a point this year?
I don't think so. No.
There'd have to be some serious carnage.
Serious carnage.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's no way. Now, who's leading the Turd Championships?
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just quickly explain the Turd Championships. We deduct points for being shit. So, what?
I love this idea.
It's the reverse grid. Sure, there's ample reward for the first 10. You get points.
Yeah.
After the top 10, there's nothing. There's bugger all. So Luke, you genius, came up with a brilliant idea of rewarding bad driving by giving you negative points.
Yeah.
And the trophy, which will be presented to the reverse championship, the Turd Championship, is one of producer Pete's finest works.
Handmade.
He's taken, he did, after a big meal, he decided to whittle his oak base.
Sphincter whittling.
He whittled the sphincter muscles, clenched, and released a perfect piece of Pete portrait on top of, he's pickled it, and then he spray painted it gold. It is the Golden Nard, the Golden Turd Award.
Oh,
The Golden Nard. Nard, Your Highness. Let's have a look at the Golden Nut
Thank
Award.
God you're back. Jesus Christ, I can't do this. So the Turd Championship, the leaderboard,
Oh,
on top,
don't tell me.
the Frenchman, Romain Grosjean on
Yes.
56 negative points.
Brilliant.
Ricardo 1 point behind on 55.
Oh, because he's had two.
He's had
Three
some-
did not finishes.
Yeah.
3.
Carlos Sainz, 49. Kubica, 44. These are all minus. I don't need to say minus, but if you get a race win, you get positive 25 points. If you come dead last, you get negative 25 points.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then it's Kvyat, 36, Russell, Kvyat 38, Russell 36, Hulkenberg 33, and the rest really doesn't matter.
Grosjean and Ricardo.
Grosjean, Ricardo, and Sainz, the top
They're
three of the
head-
Turd Championship.
It's funny because there are 1 point difference between in the Turd Championship, and there's 1 point difference in the real championship.
Yeah.
In the
Ooh,
World
it's-
Championship.
We're making more excitement. Who's going to be the shittest driver this year?
I think the Turd Championship could end up being closer than the World Championship and more exciting.
And we've got, 18 races to go or 17 races to go? Who's going to get it?
I can't wait to see us present this to the well-earned driver.
Should we mail it to them or hand deliver
I
it?
think it should be hand-delivered.
Maybe we hand deliver it. Maybe we get it delivered and we put a GoPro inside the broadcast.
Oh, brilliant.
Live to Instagram when they get to check out their Turd Award.
Yes. That's a great idea.
And it may not go to Williams at the moment.
Maybe on a drone. A couple of cameras on a
as
drone.
much as they're shit, they're finishing races.
Maybe it gets lowered down on a drone. The Turd Championship. I don't know.
Just dropped.
Just literally just on the front lawn.
No. Put it in a brown paper bag, light it on
brilliant.
fire.
Brilliant.
And they're putting it out and they're thinking, shit again.
You go, oh, wait a second. This is the Turd Championship. It's everywhere.
And it's just on the brown paper bag, it says congratulations.
Congratulations, Turd Burger.
Fuck.
Let's hand out some awards. You've got a whole stack of beautifully whittled Pete Awards, the highly treasured, highly respected F1 Award. Luke, who wins that?
Well, it goes to the Azerbaijan national anthem.
Oh,
And that makes you want to stand up and punch someone in the face.
Yep.
It gives you just such gusto. It's like listening to your voice. It just makes you get excited for stuff.
Azerbaijan and Kazakhstan, two of my favourite anthems. Just missed. It would have been nice for Borat to be singing it. La 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 la.
So yeah, that's my F1 podcast award. It goes to the Baku, the Azerbaijan national anthem.
Well done. What about the Green Award, Luke, for the smallest carbon footprint?
Well,
Who saved the environment by racing?
Daniel did a great job of saving the environment.
Taking out 2 cars?
So not only did he end his own race, but he ended someone else's,
Nice.
saving the earth in the Daniel Ricciardo way. So that goes to Daniel Ricciardo for the Green Award of lowering his carbon emissions and Kvyat's as well.
Well done, Daniel Ricciardo. Time for the award celebrating the biggest waste of time award, the UGE Day Award. Who wasted everybody's time?
Not only did they waste time, they also unfortunately lost a fuckload of money this weekend. So it's going to be Williams. As I said, this could end up being just the Williams Award for...
That's 4 straight for Williams now.
So if they didn't turn up to this weekend, I reckon they probably would have saved money by the fine they would have got for not turning up.
That's so true. But they still would have won this award even if they didn't show up.
Yep, that's right. It's their award. Congratulations, Williams.
well
You don't
done,
go
Williams.
away empty-handed. You may, not have a chassis.
Sad. It's very sad. Claire, we feel for you. Now it's time for the F1 Podcast Award, Making Formula One Great Award. Luke, who made Formula One great out
We
there?
already did that, you drunken fuck.
No, we did the UJ.
No, we did the Azerbaijan national anthem.
Oh,
It was
good
the
Lord.
F1 Podcast Award.
I'm so sorry. Pastor Maldonado Award,
Pastor Maldonado Award.
Dangerous Driving,
Well,
Dangerous Reversing.
oh yeah, Daniel Ricciardo.
No, he's got
Yes,
2 awards.
He did. He was given it to him by Sean Tim Tam Kelly in Melbourne for crashing in a straight line on the straight, thanks to the what was it? The grass hedging, the grass edge on the side of the.
the lip of the access road and,
Yeah.
and the grass. Yeah.
So it went grass, concrete grass, and that took off his front wing. So by managing reverse without looking,
Yep.
Mirrors indicate shoulder check people. Daniel Ricciardo gets the
Walk-
Pasta Maldonado Award.
Walk the track, Dan. Walk the track. Now it's time for the Lickett and Sennett Award for the best overtaking manoeuvre.
Now, in my eyes, I didn't see one overtake that was worthy of a lick it and send it.
I just spilled some water on your sofa. Is that
That's
right?
not water.
Oops. It's like my water broke.
Oh, it's breaching.
It's this outfit that I'm wearing.
It's not
this
very
blue
absorbent.
chiffon bachum that I'm wearing too.
You're not wearing your adult diaper, are you?
Anyway, sorry, keep going. I got sidetracked.
That's Pete's side anyway, so
No, that's good. That's
Okay.
fine.
it's probably his
Sorry,
moisture.
Producer Pete. I just pissed on your sofa.
So no licking and sending this week.
What?
There wasn't a
We have
move.
to-
There wasn't a move that lick it and send it. It was all just DRS is done.
Look, you don't get to do this.
No, you do it. You call it then. You give me a move that was worthy of a Daniel Ricciardo lick it and send it. Hear that? It's a bit like last week. Nothing from you.
All right.
We don't have to give out awards.
Dan did some overtaking before
No.
he reversed into Kvyat.
Nah.
All right, fair enough. We're not giving out that award. There's 2 for next
The only-
week then.
The only thing you look at, it could have been Lance Stroll, start of the race. It could have been Perez, start of the race, but there wasn't.
Sergio off the lights, taking Max. There it is.
All right,
Well done, Sergio.
there you go.
Lickett and Sennett Award.
You got a lick it and send it award, which is
And he
more
deserved
of a,
it.
more of a just a send it award. There was
That's-
no licking.
Not really, not a great deal of licking.
No.
It's time for a message from our sponsors, Luke. This
Oh.
podcast is so popular after your solo effort last week. We need to have advertising. Here it is. Trouble sleeping? Just download the FE1 podcast. But don't take our word for it. Here's another satisfied customer.
Hello. I used to have all sorts of trouble sleeping and getting a good night's sleep. I'll be up all night thinking about the world's troubles. Then, the boys at F1 Podcast said I could have a free Making F1 Great hat if I downloaded their podcast. So I did, and listen to those idiots send me straight to sleep. Oh, and the hat finally turned up and was shit.
Just another satisfied FE1 podcast listener. Download it today. That's a great podcast. We should listen to that.
One day. I don't have time.
We need to Scott Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. What a guy. He's got so much time for this little Aussie podcast we call FE1 podcast.
Yep.
It's so nice that he spares it. So let's Skype him right now, see where he's up to. Hit the Skype machine, big fella. Hey guys.
Oh, hey Sebastian, how you going?
Great guys. I just Monza beach, Charles. I'm on the beach at Mallorca.
Yeah, you're in Spain.
Yeah, Mallorca, Spain. I'm just relaxing before the big race. I'm looking forward to the race actually because things haven't been so great for us for the Mercedes team. And I'm thinking that Barcelona, I think they say Barcelona here in Spain. They're weird. They've got a weird lisp. They speak funny.
Yeah,
they
you-
speak funny. We're going to be quite good because in testing we were fucking awesome. Sure.
So, again, thanks for doing the intro last week.
Hang on just a second. Just wait. Sorry.
But it's not the effing shit podcast. I'll just let you know.
Sorry,
that
look,
now.
can you just bear with me for one second? Stephen, I said, Stephen, what are you doing? That is not, I want a smiley face. Okay? And put some massage oil on my back, not on my, sorry, mate. It's Stefan, he's new. He's doing the massage with the oil and stuff.
I feel for him.
Yeah, he's been feeling a lot, actually.
So, yeah, it wasn't the effing shit podcast.
So wait, hang on. What do you call your podcast again? I should know who am I talking to again?
It's the effing
I don't
one.
fucking care. I don't fucking care what you are. Just, I'm very busy. I'm Sebastian Vettel, 4-time world champion. I'm so important. I'm I speak in the third person. I need to, you know what I mean?
So, what do you do in your downtime in Baku, of all places?
Yeah.
What do you do in between each day?
Some great clubs. I like
Clubs?
To go, yeah, sure. Some nice clubs. I like to have spritzes. And I like to drink the Wasser with the friends and just hang out, you know.
Who do you hang out with?
I like to hang out with Dan, but he sometimes he'll shake me off, like he'll go, hey, in his Aussie accent. I don't know how guy you guys speak in Australia. He goes, "Hey mate, don't follow me into the bathroom." And I say, "Dan, what's going on? When we were teammates at Red Bull, you let me take all the looking and you would let me come into the cubicle." He goes, Hey mate. I think that's the way you say. He goes, "What? Not anymore. I'm not your teammate." So yeah, I go, "Fuck you, man." So yeah, I like to hang out with Dan. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
His car's shit. Sorry, Dan.
Well, thanks for your time, Sebastian. And,
Hey, look. Send us a dick pic. Please.
all right.
Thanks, Luke.
No worries. Bye.
Zip. Oh, well, there we go. That was awkward as usual.
Just can you send him that dick pic? Thanks. mate.
Four-time, he'll recognise. He'll recognise this. He won't. Yep, four-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Always nice. He's got so much time for F1. It's just really nice. He can take some time out of his busy schedule of getting his back bleached, or what was he getting? Back massaged?
I don't know.
I
I wasn't looking.
It was weird.
So, being an Australian podcast,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a boomerang
Yep, that's
just
what we do.
to try and interject with something.
That's what we do.
I'm going to do a little thing called Dan Watch.
Oh,
So we're going to talk about the man himself, Daniel Ricciardo, and what he does for the sport. So pre-race Baku, they've got a whole line of dancers lining them up with a red carpet in the middle as the drivers come up and walk up to the truck, the open truck that does the driver parade.
yes.
So they're all dancing. There's good music playing. Everyone, there's probably about 80 dancers bouncing back and forth, left and right. Every driver just walks past them with a smile on their face, does nothing.
Yep.
Daniel Ricciardo whacks out a dance move,
Little Aussie legend.
does a spin, does a bit
Yeah.
of a side to side,
Does he?
and then gets up. And the three drivers that were behind him, nothing, just kept walking.
It's like the shoey.
Didn't do anything. So the man, this is the personality. This is why we love Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay, his car is shit, and he's not having fun in the car, but he's still the number one personality on the Formula One grid. You want to watch him. Everyone loves him, and he gets bums on seats.
He does, and he gets everyone interested in the personality side. You want to hear what he has to say, and he'll say something different to every single person.
Yes, and he's funny.
And then you get Lewis Hamilton.
And he doesn't sound like a machine.
Runs towards the truck, and then he did something, actually, which shows a little bit of personality, even though this is Dan Watch. He starts doing a bit of a skip. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if that's how Lewis runs or if he's actually doing it as a bit of a dance. And I thought, there shows a little bit of personality. But Daniel, with Dan Watch this week,
Dan Watch.
he's just doing something interesting. He's doing something that's making Formula One great again, and that's why he should be featured on the podcast. That's my new thing,
Absolutely.
Dan Watch.
I love it. Does it have an intro? It's time for
Dan Watch.
It's like Shark Week.
Yep. A little bit pedophilic. No, that's my water.
Oh,
and don't worry, it's
oh,
got a lid.
Getting excited. Well, when we talk about Dan, this is an Australian podcast. If you didn't already know, we get a bit excited when the name Dan Ricciardo turns up.
Dan Ricciardo.
We just get a bit excited.
A little bit.
We start moving around. Our arms get swinging around. We start knocking stuff off. Dan Watch. I love it.
Yeah.
Knocking stuff off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I immediately
This is you.
remember. I didn't think that through.
I'm thieving things. What'd you do? I stole something.
Dan Watch. I love it. Every week there's something else because he's always doing something cool.
It'll either be a quote or he's doing something interesting, doing something that everyone else isn't.
Well, he's not doing any shoeies, so he's filling the entertainment void in a different way.
What if you do like a helmety?
He could do something.
Oh, where he just pours it into the helmet and then just drinks it from the helmet.
And that happens anytime he doesn't finish on the podium. So he's always doing something fun, regardless of where he finishes. Yeah, it's genius. It's genius.
What if at the end of the race he pulls a rabbit out of the hat? Out of the helmet.
Love it. Bloody love it.
Poor rabbit.
Bloody, it does a magic trick. He does a whole routine. He actually comes, so there's the podium, there's the first, second, third. And
Champagne!
Champagne, and suddenly they go, and now this is what the Brundle says, or DC says, and now it's time for Dan Watch. Dan comes out, and there's a little does a little routine and runs off. The crowd goes crazy.
Yeah. I think he'd be up for that.
Yeah. It's Dan Ricciardo, mate.
Yeah. He's
always
up for anything.
Speaking of up for anything, Making Formula One great, Luke. It's what we do. Effing One podcast. It's what we aspire to achieve to make this sport even better. Because it can get, we're not going to bash it, we're not going to bring it down, but it can get, if the racing's not close and you've got a runaway team, it can get a bit mundane. So we like to throw some fireworks, throw a little spanner into the works to make this sport exciting. So if the race is boring, we can make it better. We've had some great suggestions last year. Big backstory, we went to Liberty Media, the owners of Formula One, and we presented to them in a sealed briefcase our best suggestions from our listeners on Twitter on ways to make Formula One great again. The two big ones that went head-to-head last year were the reverse parking challenge. Formula One drivers had to reverse park their car. And the other one was the shopping bag challenge, where perishables, eggs would be strapped to the mirrors in plastic bags. If you cracked anything, broke anything, you got deducted a second.
Just, I want to interject, not plastic bags. We're very forward-thinking here at the F1 podcast.
Recyclable bags.
Recyclable bags.
Recyclable bags.
So the canvas bags.
Canvas bags. Well, this year we've had some crackers, cracking suggestions. Thanks to everyone on Twitter and the new Instagram page for making their suggestions to make Formula One great. We've got some more to add to the pile. And again, we're going to take it to Liberty Media
Yes, we are.
in a sealed briefcase.
It's like the sealed section of Cosmopolitan.
Yeah. Less raunch, more stupid ideas.
We need to add raunch, and I'm about to add raunch.
Yes, bring some raunch. My suggestion this week is simple. My suggestion, Luke, to make Formula One great again is it's wonderful to hear the radio talk between driver and the pit crew, chatting away. What if, and everyone at home can watch this as it happens, because we listen to it, go, oh, what is he saying? Oh, he's in trouble. The tyres are in trouble. The drivers can talk to other drivers. Dan can chat to Bottas. He's got a little, maybe a button on the dash, and it's got Hamilton. Might have a chat to Hamilton. I'm going to trash talk him, that stupid geezer.
What would you say to Hamilton?
Okay, hey, ham sandwich. Hey, ham sandwich, it's me, Dan Ricciardo. How you going, mate? Just letting you know that you suck and your hair looks, those cornrows. And take your jewellery off when you're driving. Oh, be careful. Hey, you suck.
And this would be
example.
Hamilton's reply. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah,
Enough said.
enough said. And they can just trash talk.
Yeah.
They get into each other's head.
So it's like radio heckling.
Oh, imagine off the lights.
Yeah.
Imagine the banter going back and forth between Bottas, the Iceman. He doesn't say much, but everyone just cops him.
Yeah.
Everyone just abuses him.
You shit.
Yeah. And then you got Kimmy going,
Watch out for the wheel spin.
Hey, Bottas. Kimmy Wackington. I'm the real Finn. You're just a phony Finn.
and just they talk shit to each other. What do you think?
What do you think Bottas would say? Fuck you.
Yeah. Hey.
I like the idea.
Have
I
a
really
fan
like the
man.
idea. I think anything to change the psychology of Grand Prix motor racing.
Yep.
To be able to get in someone's head and throw them off. I don't think I think Grosjean would be pretty easy to throw off.
I wouldn't take much to throw off Grosjean.
No. I think who would be great at the banter?
The trash talk? Okay, well, Dan would be a great trash talker.
Yeah.
And he'd have you also pissing yourself. So Bottas is trying to be serious. He's leading the Grand Prix at Azerbaijan. Dan cracks a joke. Bottas can't stop laughing. He's like, this funny guy. I don't know what to do. Oh, no, crash.
Maybe he learns. You remember the Monty Python sketch, which is the funniest sketch, the funniest joke that's ever been written, and they use it in wartime, but they interpret it in German so that the people saying it don't know what it actually said, and then the Germans fall down laughing. So he learns it in Finnish, says it over the radio.
He talks Finnish to him. He learns a couple of Finnish words.
Yeah.
And says, your mother is a great cook in Finnish. And then Bottas goes, have you tried her dumplings? What do you say? Have you been screwing my mother?
Yep.
And Dan goes, maybe.
Bloody oath.
Bloody oath I have, mate. Say hi to your mum for me.
I think Lando
Ruins-
Norris would be pretty good at it.
Well, his mum is very young. So Dan probably has shagged Lando's mum.
No, I was saying Lando would be
Oh.
good at the banter.
Sorry. Yeah, he might be all right.
Let's have a game. Oh, which mum has Dan fucked?
Which one hasn't Dan
Yeah.
fucked?
Yeah,
Which mum hasn't Dan had a go at?
it's a shorter way then.
It's a shorter way. I think it's a great idea. I think there's so many upsides, so many benefits to having drivers just talk to each other.
Yeah, I think that'd be
Just
great
chatting.
banter, great back and forth.
Great back and forth.
And, yeah.
Okay, well that's one suggestion.
Yeah.
See what you think. Let us know what you think on Instagram and Twitter if you like that idea, and make some suggestions. What could these drivers be saying to each other? Let us know what each driver's saying to the other driver, please.
I was, well, for my idea, I was actually going to go with a full course caution IndyCar style, but we already mentioned that before. So off the top of my head, while we were watching the parade lap,
You did say you're going to bring sex
Before.
back.
I did. So the reason I'm
The drivers are naked.
So basically, the drivers have a dick competition. If any of them have a dick trick that they can bring to the table, I don't know if anyone has seen Puppetry of the Penis. Google it. You'll want to watch what these guys do with their cocks. And it's up to them, up to the drivers,
Yep.
to get their cock and balls out and to perform, the hamburger, the hot dog.
The hot dog.
It's a good one. And it has
Classics.
sesame seeds,
Are they doing this while they're driving?
No. This is on the back of the parade truck. They're all throwing shapes
Oh, I see.
of their own while they're
I
going around
see.
the track.
And the audience are lifting up scorecards.
Yes, all around the track.
Yeah, when they drive past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one at a time, each driver
Please vote now
steps up to the back of the
for
truck,
Sebastian Vettel.
throws the shape. You're like, whoa.
Sebastian, what's your best cock trick?
Look at that.
Oh, there's some sevens.
That looks like the turkey.
There's a couple of twos. Oh, let's have a look over here. That's a three. That's not bad. All right, Alexander Albon.
Oh,
What you got for us, big fella?
he's from Thailand.
Oh, it's absolutely
He'll
ginormous.
be doing the tuck.
Lewis Hamilton. Oh, it's hit the ground. Fuck me. That was absolutely fucking massive.
That's Thor's hammer right there. I think that's what that one's called.
This is taking a turn for the worst. This is taking a turn.
See, I couldn't do this on my own.
We apologise. It is hard to make cock jokes on your own. Your flatmates often think there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, often.
I love that suggestion, just
Yeah.
quietly. Yeah, cock tricks.
So it's not necessarily sexy, but get your cocks out, boys.
It's not. No, it's not. It's entertaining.
And you show who the real confidence boys are.
Then you
Yeah, separate the men from the boys.
the real swagger.
Yeah.
Who you reckon's got some swagger? And that.
And the good thing is, now all Formula 1 drivers must be 18 years of age, so it's not weird or creepy.
I reckon Hulkenberg's packing some swagger.
You reckon?
I reckon Hulkenberg's packing a bit.
Yeah. The Hulk, when he gets angry,
Yeah. I think. Yeah. No, you're right.
you're thinking way too much about
Yeah,
the
no,
size
I'm
of driver.
I don't know why.
Your eyes are darting back and forth. You go, I wonder what.
Just going through the field right now.
You'll be going through the field, all
Cough
right?
for me. Cough for me. I think it's time for another ad break. Another great sponsor on the way. Check this one out. Do you have trouble sleeping?
Is your sleep interrupted by tossing and turning?
Or in Luke's case, mostly tossing?
Then you need to download the latest episode of the Effing One podcast.
Their dull Aussie accents and subject matter will have you nodding off in no time.
Well noises, sounds of the rainforest.
Don't be silly. Download the Effing One podcast. Sweet dreams. Yes, that's a good podcast. We should download that one.
Yeah, one day.
It definitely sends you to sleep. If you want to get a good night's sleep,
It's a good kip.
download the Effing One podcast. It'll bore you to tears. I think we've got. Oh, do we miss anything? I think it's time now for the tipping. We've got to check on the tips from last week.
Yep. So the tipping championship, you're ahead by 6 pre-Baku.
This is you and I in a contest head to head.
Yep. So we tip drivers, and so that those tips go over qualifying and the race. We had 7 picks were exactly the same. We had 3 points of conjecture.
Yep.
The 3 were Albon and Kvyat, Russell Kubica, and Grosjean Magnussen. I got the Magnussen ones. That's 2 points to me. Ka-ching! You got the Albon got a better race result. Kvyat qualified better. Cancels each other out. And the next one is Russell Kubica. Kubica hit a wall, and then he got a drive-through penalty, and so you get the 2 points.
Money, money, money.
So it's back to 6 points for you.
Excellent.
No change to your lead, which is I'm glad it didn't extend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I might need to get off that Kubica.
I would definitely get off
I think he's my Brendan Hartley of the...
Yeah, he's not helping you at all with your tipping, my big friend. And before we go, thanks to Luke's mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Oh, Luke's mum, affectionately known as, to
Mrs.
you,
Luke.
your mum, Mrs. Luke.
I call her Mum.
I didn't realise she had a real name until you spoiled it for me the other day. Everyone knows her as Luke's mum. I thought that was on the passport. I thought that was on a birth certificate.
It's like the Superman and finding out it's Clark Kent.
Yep.
Or
Slightly
finding out it's
disappointing.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Yep.
You know that Vicky is now Luke's mum.
Don't reveal the big secret. I don't want to know.
Sorry.
Vicky, I don't know whether she doesn't. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything. Luke's mum, what have you
Doesn't
cooked today?
register.
Absolute. Look at this. We've got
That's a
some
delight.
Azerbaijani desserts.
Yep.
We've got some sweetbreads. What are they? Brain sweet. That's what sweetbread is, isn't it? I think like a deep fried sweetbreads. We've got. I'm not sure what that is over there.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It doesn't
Does
look.
that
Great.
look like a foot?
It does look like a foot, a small chimpanzee foot. That's what it looks like, crumbed. Crumbed. But if you'd crumb it and deep fry it, I'll eat it. So
You will.
damn right I will.
Put it in a souvlaki. It's all
and
yours.
Is that what I think it is? Is that lamb cake? Has your mother, Mrs. Luke, made Black Forest lamb cake again?
Of course she has.
God, she's amazing.
She knows what you like.
My God, Mrs. Luke, you are amazing.
You are a lamb aficionado.
We do love our lamb.
And I'm
Luke.
surprised the amount of, different meals Mum can come up with lamb.
Lamb's a very versatile
I
vegetable.
hope everyone at home's taking notes of all the lamb dishes Mum does and recreate some at home.
You know what we might have to do?
Hmm.
Release our cookbook, the 2019 Effing One podcast cookbook featuring everything lamb. Every single dish has a little bit of lamb in it. Get hold of us for comments. Tell us what you like, what you don't like. And just say hi to us on the Effing One podcast and Twitter page. I'll see you soon for Barcelona.
Good to have you back.
It's nice to Baku.
Oh, fuck.